Hi, I have this need to share something with the community, and I don't know, maybe I'm looking for other people's answers, other people's opinions. Maybe they can help me out, maybe they can help me get a better understanding of what something is. Now, what I'm going to be talking about, I guess, is love. Real love, true love, and the idea of finding a person in your life that who's, I guess, your soulmate. I've been thinking lately really hard just about life and my place in the world, the way I view society, the way society views me, the interactions that I have with people, and whether or not they're what I expected them to be. Either growing up or just in general. Fuck it. I gotta say, I've gone through a pretty interesting experience. There was this girl that, man, I was just absolutely crazy about. And, things didn't necessarily work out the way I was expecting them to. But it was an invaluable experience because I got to learn a little something about myself and just about the human condition. And I was head over heels for this girl. And according to my definition of, love, I guess I kind of loved her. And she wasn't able to reciprocate those types of emotions. And obviously, you can't hold someone accountable for their inability to do that. But at the same time, it affects you, it hurts you, you start questioning your worth. It's just a natural part of growing up, I guess, and dealing with experiences of the opposite sex. But, it dawned on me. I had a very interesting conversation with her. And she said something to me that I really had to think about. And that just changed my perception of what I think real love is. One time she told me that the only people in her life that she loves, really loves, is her family. And I thought, okay, so this girl's gone her entire life. She's had boyfriends here and there. She's had certain sexual experiences, made and destroyed friendships, But has she ever really loved someone? Well, no, because she told me the only people she's ever really loved are family. And then I had to start thinking why. Why is it that her family is the only group of individuals that she's ever been able to really love? And I think it comes down to understanding. The reason you love your family is because you can be yourself 100% in front of them. With everybody else in the world, you're constantly taking their feelings into consideration. You build up this facade. You're just not your true self. And I think the only way you could really fall in love with a person, and I'm talking about real love, something that has meaning to it, something that's valuable, is if you're able to be your true self around them. And that's hard, because it's very difficult to make yourself emotionally vulnerable, You don't know what to expect. Every single one of us, we're so weird, we're so interesting because of it. But our personalities, the real ones, sometimes they're not necessarily what you'd be willing to just share with anybody. Rightfully so, you have to be very political with people. But if you love someone, your primary objective is to understand their true selves. That's what I think. If you're ever able to be in a position where you understand a woman 100%, where you know her character, you know her personality, you know that little part of herself that makes her so much different from everybody else, something she hides, something that's exclusive to her. If you're able to embrace that and cherish that, then she'll grow to love you the way the way she's grown to love her family. You become her family. And so, I guess to the ladies out there, if you ever meet a guy who's really willing to do that, and trust me, they're few and far between, 99% of the time, this won't be the case. But if there's a person in your life who's willing to make themselves emotionally vulnerable, expose themselves to you, and if they really embrace who you are, and it's really hard to do. It's difficult not to be judgmental of people, because your perception of things is different from theirs. And so immediately you're coming into it with a bias. But if there's a guy out there who really can do that for you, there's a guy out there that you can say, I love him like a brother, then you found something remarkable, something that's more important than any sexual attraction you could have with a human being. It's visceral, it's living, and it only gets better. And so I guess to the guys out there, people are always talking about this friend zone, this and that. Fuck the friend zone, man. Fuck that concept. Or at least don't fuck the concept. Just realize that people don't understand what it is. It's a beautiful one. The only way you can really love a person, the only way you could really love a person is if you're their friend. If you're their fucking best friend. If you're someone that they're able to be completely defenseless around. You can do that with friends. And sometimes your concepts of, what constitutes appropriate social behavior, it's not always going to be the same. You guys are going to get into arguments. But at the end of the day, you love them. And that's, I think, what people need to strive for. Guys, particularly my age, they're really focused on the sexual component to a relationship. And that's not where it's really at. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's important. But grander scheme of things, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's not 10%. It doesn't mean 10% of like the true value of love, of establishing a bond with someone. So feel with that person a connection. Be with them without having an ulterior motive. If you can do that, and she's able to appreciate that, then go for her. And also, I guess to the ladies, if you have someone in your life who is that person for you, really start questioning what it is that you want out of life, what it is that you expect from people. Are you shallow? Are you, I don't know, are you thinking about things the way you should be? Are you a good person? These are questions that you should really ask yourself. Anyway, that's what I think. That's what I think. At least if you follow that concept of finding a person that you're just yourself with, because we all have flaws. We're fucked up, man. Every single one of us. And if there's a person who's willing to put up with your bullshit and embrace it, though, well then, that's very big. That's very big. So again, guys, if you want to find a woman that's worth your while, I mean really worth your while, then be a friend to her. Be a best friend to her and mean it. And if something comes out of that, then you're fucking in for the greatest experience of your life. And if nothing comes out of it, fuck it. you've made yourself a really good friend. Someone who's going to be important to you. Someone who's going to be emotionally available for you. And that's big. That's huge. Alright.